Since their inception, online daily fantasy sites like DraftKings and FanDuel have skirted the line of legality, much the way services like Airbnb and Uber have existed in a weird no man's land of regulation, taking advantage of a loophole in laws or becoming just big enough that though the service offered itself is illegal, states end up having to play catch up too late in the game. It's seen that recently these sites have spent more time defending themselves against regulation than anything else. Back in September, ESPN anchor Scott Van Pelt, in a bold move considering how much ESPN has invested and received from these sites, actually opened up his show calling out daily fantasy sites, stating,
"There's an old adage that suggests pigs get fed and, say it with me, hogs get slaughtered. Right now, it feels like daily fantasy is the hog running at warp speed to the butcher. The sheer gluttony and volume of activity creates a climate where some kind of correction seems inevitable. I don't mean with the leagues themselves necessarily, I mean with everything associated with the concept. The people who want to get rich in a day, the TV networks, us, everyone else running up more of their ads than anything else at the moment, the leagues who are hitching their wagon to them, which is hilarious, everyone."
Well, Scott, that correction has finally come. This week, New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman ruled that DraftKings and FanDuel are to be regarded as illegal online gambling in the state of New York. Both sites have been sent to cease and desist notices and demanding that they no longer accept wagers from New York State residents. Daily fantasy sites have constantly fallen back on the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act of 2006, which prohibited online gambling or wagers on games of chance, but made an exception for fantasy sports, a case that could be made that success was actually based on skill and knowledge. Schneiderman concluded that each DraftKings FanDuel wager represents a wager on a contest of chance, where winning or losing depends on numerous elements of chance to a material degree. FanDuel released a statement on the ruling that comes off, understandably, pretty annoyed. Fantasy sports is a game of skill and legal under New York state law. This is a politician telling hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers they are not allowed to play a game they love and share with friends, family, coworkers, and players across the country. After the Attorney General realized he could now get himself some press coverage, he decided a game that has been around for a long time is suddenly now not legal. The only thing that changed today is the Attorney General's mind. It makes sense too, since FanDuel's primary offices are located in New York and they have numerous promotion deals with New York sports teams, including courtside signage in Madison Square Garden. So under this new ruling, it's probably all coming down. The undercover DEA agent in the Silk Road who took a page out of Training Day was sentenced by a San Francisco judge to 6 years in prison. Hawaii will spend $1 billion over the next 5 years to expand its cloud computing services. The bill has been met with massive opposition from several major tech companies